Alright everybody, I got another movie review for you today, and it's going to be the newest film released by Bleecker Street Productions and starring Ben Foster and Thomasin Mckenzie. I believe that's her name. If not, then I just look like a big idiot. But that's not the point. The point here is, guys, Leave No Trace is about a father and daughter who are homeless who live in the middle of a park in New York. That's all I'm going to say about the movie because me personally, I didn't know much about the movie. In fact, I didn't know anything about the movie before going in. And I gotta tell you, I was completely blown away by every aspect of this film. This film is not only a very powerful film, it's also one of the top 5 films this year that are my favorites. So, top 5 favorite films. Just on an emotional and filmmaking level, this film had me from the very beginning. First of all, we gotta talk about the performances. Ben Foster gives an excellent performance as always. I mean, everything that Ben Foster's in, Hell or High Water, Warcraft, whatever he's in, he always gives it 110%. And it was great to see here because Ben Foster, like I said, not giving spoilers away here, but he's a very, very troubled man. And the way he portrayed that was so interesting and unique to me that I couldn't wait to see more. But the star of this movie, the person who took me by surprise, was somebody that as far as I know, is new to film and gave a stellar performance. And that is Thomasin Mckenzie. What Tom Mckenzie does in this film is nothing short of fantastic. Her performance in here kind of reminded me what Haley Steinfeld did with her performance in True Grit. Granted, the character that Mckenzie portrays in Leave No Trace is not as strong-willed or as courageous as Maddie Ross was in True Grit, but she's very reserved. And that's where Mckenzie shines. This performance, it is by far the best performance, in my opinion, I have seen all year. And I cannot wait to see more from her. And I hope that she gets a career out of this. And something I just can't get enough of is the filmmaking in here. Like with Manchester by the Sea, like with Lady Bird, Leave No Trace has a filmmaking style to where it feels like you're in real events. It feels like you're not watching a film, you're watching real events unfold. You're watching and becoming part of these people's lives. And it's really shown because this film doesn't have a clear and concise beginning. This film doesn't end like a regular film would end. It just feels like life unfolding. And just like with Manchester by the Sea, I felt like I could watch another 2 hours of things unfolding in this film. It's just incredible. And seeing the different kinds of filmmakers in filmmaking that have come out within the past 20 years, that's something that just brings a big smile to my face. And the story. The story. And this is where some people may have problems with this film, I admit it. Because the story in here is very powerful, it's very, very strong. And like I said, from minute 1, the story had me until the end. And by the end of this film, I was just in full-blown tears. But I will not deny that this film is a very, very slow burn. This film doesn't have all the high-octane action of a Marvel MCU film. It doesn't have all the extensive dialogue of a Tarantino or an Aaron Sorkin script. Leave No Trace is driven purely, not only by the performances, but of moments of traveling, pure silence, and just letting what you see sink in. There's a lot of symbolism and a lot of imagery in Leave No Trace that I found pretty powerful, and it feels like continuous revelation was unfolding as the film was going along. But like I said, guys, Leave No Trace completely took me by storm. From performances to story to filmmaking, it's blown a lot of the films I've seen this year out of the water. In fact, although this may not be my favorite film of the year, I do think it is the best made film to come out so far this year. And it's in my top 5 favorite films of this year. I'll have to give it more thought. I feel as though this film definitely will get better as the more I think about it, but we'll see. And with all that said, guys, with all that praise, I gotta say that Leave No Trace is suit worthy. Alright guys, and before we go, I just gotta give you a big thank you for all the support over the past couple of years of me being on YouTube. It really means a lot, and it's kind of awesome that I get to talk to you guys about movies, to go see amazing movies like this and tell you whether you should see them or not. And I can't wait to bring more stuff to you guys. Of course, if you don't already know, Zach Pope and I, we've got a podcast called the Sweet Film Podcast, and we got a show called Entertainment Wars coming to you very shortly. But as always, guys, no matter what I say on here, it's what you say that matters most. So have you had a chance to see Leave No Trace? I understand if you haven't. It's a very small, very indie film. I was lucky enough that a theater nearby me is playing it. But if you get the chance to do it, do so and go see it. But if you have seen Leave No Trace, what have you thought about it? Leave it down in the comment section below and let's get the conversation rolling. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.